I believed in Santa Claus as a kid. My mom would have me write out letters to him, otherwise I wouldn't get anything that year, or at least that's what she would say. Now, I never got the exact thing I always wanted, but most of the time, whatever I did get made me happy. I remember one year was when I got the PlayStation. I thought that was pretty rad. I can honestly say that there was never a Christmas that I could say was ever bad. And even though in the back of my child mind, I kind of figured out that Santa Claus wasn't real, the idea of a wish-granting old man had some charm to it. So now as an old man myself, experiencing the first volume of Sanda really put into perspective the power of childhood memories. From the deepest depths of your local PR team's supply closet, thank you Titan Manga for the physical volume, I got to try probably one of the strangest but most entertaining manga I've read in a while. Sanda is the newest romp by Paru Itagaki, the lady who made Beastars and whose dad made Baki. So the story is from someone who's intimately familiar with the weird side of manga. Now that might sound like shade, but it's really not. Because I could say that after reading volume 1 of Sanda, Paru Itagaki can make a weird premise into something fairly compelling. The premise is simple. You follow Sanda Kazushi, your average middle school kid who lives in a future Japan where the youth is protected and preserved to a near fanatical degree due to a drastically low birth rate. Kids aren't permitted to really experience the world or actually grow up and are kept sequestered from what is called trauma, or basically from just the reality of the world. They aren't allowed to experience hardship and are kept as safe as possible. One day, Sanda's classmate, Fuyumura Shiori, jumps in with a knife for the purposes of bringing him to his true form, Santa Claus. And so, Sanda and Fuyumura go on a journey to find a missing classmate and explore the mysteries behind Sanda's powers. And yeah, that's quite the premise. There's a lot going on in this manga. It's weird. It's a strange little manga, but it's got lots of charm. What I appreciate the most about Sanda is that it really takes the concept of a badass Santa Claus and just runs with it. It's very much deep in the absurd. It's seeing this little manga boy just transform into a big buff Santa Claus. It's just so much fun. That's honestly what I could say about the premise, is that it's a lot of fun. Very entertaining to read. The shocking displays of just sudden violence just make for an endlessly engrossing read. You don't know where the action is going to take place and what's going to cause it, and that to me makes it such a compelling read. But Sanda, in addition to that, does touch on its themes pretty well, of the youth and how far the adults of this world are willing to go to protect them. Kids aren't allowed to mature. Kids aren't allowed to be anything other than a smiling, happy child. And any child that devolves from that is met with what you can presume are severe consequences. Volume 1 does a pretty good job of setting up the world. It's weird and sterile. It's a little kind of creepy how almost devoted the adults of this world are to the idea of children just being these pure, safe things. They're almost made into objects. Now you may be wondering, how does Santa Claus fit into all of this? Well, that's a bit of Christmas magic that I don't really want to reveal. Everyone feels great. Every character feels very distinct and fun. Everyone has great personality. Sanda is a cute little guy. I think he's very adorable. He's very fun to follow. He's so childlike and naive, but when he has to transform into Santa Claus, he's all of a sudden complaining about how quickly he's made to mature. And Fuyumura is just a great foil. She's great to counterbalance some of that naivete that Sanda has, but she also demonstrates elements of childishness herself. And that even extends to the rest of the side characters, which I can go on and on about how wonderful they each are, how they each have their own quirks and personality, but then we'd be here all night. So let's just say that there isn't a single boring character in this manga. Haru's art is just wonderful to look at. I've never read or watched Beastars myself, but I have seen enough of the artwork and the artwork here is on par with what she did there, and you can see it shine through. If you've read Beastars, you're gonna read this and recognize her style immediately. Even though she's working with humans, you still get these almost lightly animalistic features on the characters. They're very expressive. Their eyes get really big, their mouths get very big, which is a common thing in manga, but here it's very distinct from anything else you may have read in Shonen Jump. Everyone is just so fun, and every panel is so much fun to read. If you have some extra time in your personal life to accommodate maybe one more manga to read, because I'm pretty sure you're reading a ton of them, right? Sanda is worth a shot. It's a little silly, but there is some heart to its premise. It has plenty of action to supplement it. And hey, there's an anime coming up in October. So if you want to be one of those insufferable manga snobs, I mean, there you go. You can jump ahead of everyone else. But if you want to just read Sanda, it's on sale September 9th, 2025. You get this nifty little volume at your local bookstore. And it's yours for the average price of manga these days. So there you go. That's my recommendation. This has been Eloine Barahona from The Digital Minute. Peace out. See you all next time, and Merry Early Christmas.